Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the RF Station here at Queensborough Community College. Game 2 of tonight's match is between the Suffolk Sharks and the Queensborough Tigers. The National Junior College Athletic Association and Queensborough Community College forbids sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation with supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Negative comments, profanity, racial, sexist, or other abusive comments or actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the facility. Queensborough thanks you for your support and cooperation. The Suffolk Sharks starting 5. Number 2, Ruben Terrero. Number 11, Amanda Terrero. Number 12, Aaron Curtis. Number 24, Pierre Simon. And number 30, Chris Miller. The Queensborough Community College Tigers starting 5. Number 22, Christopher Brown. Number 14, Elise McCullough. Number 33, Henry Burke. Number 15, Wayne Brady. And number 12, Joseph Turner. The six coaches for the Tigers are Karan Cleveland, Kevin Lindbergh, and Colin Williams. Head coach for the Tigers is Clarence Mendoza.
This is QCC alum David Russell along with Joe Massey. The Queensborough Tigers getting ready to take on the Suffolk Sharks. Queensborough, they lost their first 9 games of the season, then won 6 out of 9, but they've lost their last 2, including a 40-point drubbing at the hands of the Rockland Hawks.
Well, they certainly have played better basketball, not in that game, David, that's for sure. And tonight against Suffolk, they'll have to come out. They'll have to do a good job of asserting themselves right away to get that bad taste out of their mouths, for sure. You don't like to have a performance like that.
Suffolk in the black, Queensborough in the white. The starting 5 for the Sharks: Ruben Terrero, Armand Correa, Aaron McCree, Pierre St. Simon, and Chris Melender. And the opening tip is won by the Sharks. The starting 5 for Queensborough: Joseph Turner, Orlens Metellus, Dwayne Bridey, Chris Brown, and Henry Birch. Suffolk is first in the region in defensive points per game. They allow a little under 60. They're actually ranked number 10 in the nation.
So both of these teams, the men and the women, are stingy on the defensive end.
Here's Melender for 3, and it's good. Chris Melender with the first points of the game. He's averaging a little over 19 a game for the Sharks, and here's some pressure, and there's a tie-up caused by Pierre St. Simon.
You know, Suffolk on that first set, the way they approached it, they looked a lot like Bronx Community last year, a team that goes right to it.
Queensborough, it's Metellus going all the way to the basket. He misses. And Melender pulls it down.
One of the big things for Queensborough, get back defensively, and he had the hands up there and deflected the ball.
They did there. Here's Birch the other way. Birch to the basket. There's a little contact, I thought. No whistle blown. Now the Sharks back the other way. Ruben Terrero with the ball. Here's Armand Correa. Melender, triple teamed and lost it. It's Turner the other way for QCC, and then he loses it. Did he throw it off Correa? No. The ball will go to Suffolk.
They really closed in on the big man there, caused the turnover, but Turner could not get any separation to get ahead. So it's still 3-0. They're going to, of course, put a lot of attention on that Melender.
McCree bounce pass to Correa. Now here's Melender inside. Melender up and under.
You could see why. He is quite a strong customer down there.
And it's taken away by the Sharks. Correa couldn't put it in. And the ball goes to Queensboro.
Well, part of their defensive strategy is going to have to be keep the ball out of the hands of Melender. And that is obvious right from the get-go here.
And Metellus knocked it out of bounds. I think he was worried about a Shark stealing it. He just knocked it away. Suffolk has it right back. Melender with all 5 points. He could score from inside or out.
There's a lot of good athletes on this team, too.
So Suffolk up 5-0, looking to extend the lead.
What is Suffolk's record overall?
Not sure what the overall record is. Another number 10 in the nation. And Melender is fouled underneath. You know, Victor Correa, the coach for Suffolk, was here at the first home game of the year for Queensboro. We did scouting early, and he wants to make other guys other than Joseph Turner beat his team.
Well, it's not bad to be number 10 in the nation, is it?
No.
No. So they are obviously the Tigers taking a tiger by the tail tonight in terms of who they're playing.
That was the first foul on Chris Brown.
And that was our first turn of a phrase tonight, too. He can shoot free throws, too. He can do it all, this Melender.
Also averaging 14 rebounds per game.
I'll tell you, if you figure out a place for him to play, he looks like at least a Division II player right now. Probably be a forward.
Melender looking to make both. Splits the free throws. 6-0, Melender with all 6 points. Birch. Good defense by Terraro. He was side by side with Birch. Bridie to Sanjay Carter. Carter is fouled.
Carter started to the basket, got side-swiped by number 24, got the body in on the play.
Pierre St. Simon called for his first foul.
This is the mission for the Tigers also, the men in this game. Move that ball. Don't stay stationary. You're going to have to move that ball tonight.
Well, there's a turnover. Terraro back outside, and the Sharks will reset it. Got to look for Melender. Here he is. Melender, spin move inside. It's good off glass. It's 8-0. Melender has all 8 points.
Looked like Bernard King on that.
And now here's some pressure. There's a long pass, and Birch had to go through his hands. A turnover and a terrible start to the game for the Tigers.
They're going to need a timeout to assess things right off the bat here, because this is not how they wanted to start this game.
2 minutes, 43 seconds in. It's 8-0 Suffolk. Timeout called by Carl Amenjo.
He scored all their points, huh? Melender.
Yeah. If the regional playoffs started today, this would be the 1-8 matchup. Technically, technically Queensboro was 9th, but LaGuardia, who's in the middle of the pack, is not eligible for postseason play in their first year of the program. So everybody behind them moves up a spot.
Well, Coach Amengo over there right now is making it clear to these young men that if they don't start dotting the I's and crossing the T's, they're not going to be in this game very long.
Well, they lost by 40 the other day at Rockland. They're down by 8 early on.
Don't want to fall into bad habits, David, even for 2 or 3 games. It's just too crucial a part of the season right now.
Thought their troubles might be behind them because I said they lost the first 9, but then won 6 out of 9. But they've lost the last 2.
And they're playing some very tough teams. They're going to play Hostos here on Saturday.
That shot is no good. Got his own rebound, and the putback is good.
They have long athletes, strong athletes on this club.
Stephen Moore makes it 10-0, and there's some more pressure. And Metellus slows it down.
Yeah, back it out. Get it together. The Tigers need a hoop.
Bridie for 3. It's no good. Bridie shoots almost 40% from downtown. That percentage just went down a little bit. There's a turnover and a foul.
The ever-active Birch was on that ball, and somebody grabbed him.
First foul on Armand Correa.
Yeah, Bridie had a very good game against Orange Community here on last Saturday. It took him a while to get started, but he ended up the game in big fashion.
Metellus, how about Queensboro scoring 101 in that game?
Yeah.
Metellus inside. Tough angle, but he was fouled. And
did
Metellus
a
will go
good
to the
job.
line for 2, yeah.
He pivoted and drew the foul from the big man.
First foul on Melender. Metellus looking to give Queensboro their first points of the game. Misses a first.
Are you ready to play tonight? That is the big question.
Queensboro women came out flat. They scored 10 points in the first half. Queensboro men with their first point.
Almost 4 minutes in, yeah.
10-1 Suffolk.
And now they can put a little pressure on, which is a little bit of an evener.
Here's McCree. Melender asking for it. They still have 20 on the shot clock. Here's Correa. Outside. Terrero. They're in a 1-4 set now. Outside, Correa down to 7. Tough jumper is no good. And it's kicked out by Moore, so Queensboro will have it.
Yeah, he had that ball bound off his foot. David, the community college CUNY game has gotten better over the past 5 or 6 years.
And that shot is sent away by Melender.
Almost blocked that ball back off the glass, which he did.
I guess Melender is saying return to sender. Here's Correa. Inside Moore. No good.
That was a Beatle tune, right?
Birch almost knocked it in his own basket. Here's Melender. Outside. And lost the handle on it, and that'll be a backcourt violation. McCree never really had a hand on it.
And that was helter-skelter right there. Now it'll go over
that I know
to,
is a Beatles song.
No, it's not. Tiger Ball.
Birch puts it in off glass.
He was like a rolling stone on that one.
Now you're just showing off.
No, I wanted to tell you who did that song. That's why. Showing off my age, David.
There we go.
10-3.
Inside, it's on the ground, and there's a tie-up. And the ball will stay with Suffolk, 17 on the shot clock.
Birch came to the Tigers, number 33, a little later in the season. He's added a lot of energy to this club.
Played for Larry Dantzler in the 11-12 season.
Larry Dantzler was connected with some very good programs before he came here to Queensboro.
One at the high school level, middle school level. Just didn't translate at Queensboro.
Well, you know, a tough act to follow, too.
A tough guy to defend. Melender makes
Wow.
it 12-3.
He's pretty strong on those legs, isn't he?
10 points already from Melender and a foul called against Suffolk.
You're going to really have to put a body on Melender because he is a cement mixer in there. Has a terrific body. What is he, about 6'5", 6'6"?
Sounds about right.
About 6'5", I would say. Solid 6'5".
Not a lanky 6'5" either. Right, a solid.
Very solid.
Yeah. Birch to Carter. Bridie. 15 on the shot clock. He's being guarded by Correa. Now here's Carter. Nice pass to Metellus down low, and the basket is good.
Good job by the Tigers. They didn't rush it. They waited for the opening and got it to Metellus.
12-5 Suffolk, 6 minutes in.
Who's not a bad inside player, so get him more involved.
Here's Stephen Knight. Nice play Suffolk ran, but the basket didn't fall.
Nice pass by Metellus there, Ed.
Here's Bridie. The jumper is good. It's 12-7. And timeout Suffolk.
By the way, I said Metellus, I meant Melender. And now a big basket gets Queensboro within 5. So, You know, their outside shooting is very important on this club, and when they get it going, they can hang in ball games. We saw that last year at a place called BMCC.
Beating Hostos in overtime and then hanging around with Bronx.
One of the truly exciting basketball games played on the CUNY level that I've seen in covering CUNY basketball since about 1997.
Probably one of the 3 best men's playoff games, would you say? I guess a double overtime championship game from 01. That would probably have to be number 1.
No, I got to tell you, the game down there at BMCC might have topped that one.
Really?
There were so many big plays in that game. The one that you talked about, there were misses that became big. But in that game down there were big shots made. How many big shots did Queensboro make that night? I don't think we could count them right now.
And Carl Benjamin's 3 that rolled around the rim twice and then went in off glass.
By the way, that other game you're talking about was played here on Queensboro's court. It was the overtime ball game. There were some misses, though, that were big misses that allowed the other team to capture at Kingsborough. Kingsborough was in the midst of a big run, too. They were winning the title every year.
For some tremendous teams, Melender for 3. It's no good, and rebounded by Metellus.
Of course, the Bronx team has become a big team over the past 3 years.
3 titles in a row. They're going to go for 4 down in Kingsborough this year.
And back in those days, they were nowhere. They were dead last.
It's true.
And they didn't have enough players to play, I don't think.
Tough to think about when you see the team now. Really hard to imagine.
They made a big leap.
Here's Bridie. Lost a handle on it. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Carter.
No.
And there's a foul called with 1 on the shot clock.
Yeah, they were ripping after that ball, and because of his strength, number 23, Taylor, just ripped him to the floor a little bit.
Carter gets it into Turner. The 3-pointer is no good. It's rebounded by Stephen Knight. And Knight, nice bounce pass. Taylor lost it. It goes out of bounds to Queensboro.
Tell you what, they have some fullbacks or tight ends on this team. Look at the legs on Taylor. He's pretty tough. But that ball did not get there, and that allows Queensboro to have another opportunity down here.
Carter being guarded by Toppin. Carter shot off glass is good. It's 12-9.
Nice move. Sanjay's got a different change of pace where it catches you off guard.
So Queensboro won a 9-2 run after the Sharks scored the first 10 points of the game.
Ooh.
Handoff, and a foul is called. That will be 2 shots.
Suffolk came right back, and Stephen Knight says, I'll up you. I'll make a great pass off my drive and get my guy to the line, and that's what they did.
First foul on Henry Birch.
Seeing pretty good basketball right now, though.
First free throw is no good.
Believe me, David, the level of play and even in the CUNY Conference at this level, at the community college level, has improved over the years. You talked about a Pierre Narcisse. That started the trend upward, I think. They getting athletes like that certainly made this conference a better one.
Misses both free throws. Still 12-9 Suffolk, 8 minutes into the first half.
Of course, those Hostos teams were spectacular for a few years also.
And the 05 Hostos team actually winning the national championship. And Metellus all alone. And it's 12-11 Suffolk.
Where did Metellus go? Nobody put a flag on him.
Sharks came up to trap and totally forgot about Metellus right under the basket.
Good defense now by Queensboro.
Here's Melender. Melender going inside and lost a handle on it. Bridie. Queensboro can take the lead. Carter had his shot blocked by Taylor. Here's Knight the other way. Stephen Knight. Turner between him and the basket. It's blocked from behind by Brown, who is out of bounds, so it stays with Suffolk.
Good job by Brown tracking him and getting a hand on that ball without fouling him. Almost came up with the ball too, but it is going to be Suffolk ball. That's not easy. You have those long arms. You can wrap it around the player and foul him instead of blocking the ball. He did a good job just poking at it.
David McLeod inbounding. Melender off glass. It's good. It's 14-11. Melender with a dozen points.
No doubt he is one of the better players in this region. You know what? He might be the top player in this region the way he's playing.
So it's Melender 12, Queensboro 11, and also Suffolk is winning by 3. As Bibbin Stressa will inbound for Queensboro. Bridie being guarded by Melender. Pass was knocked away by McLeod. He's going to go all the way to the basket, couldn't lay it in. And here's Melender. Melender can put it in at 16-11. Melender with 14 points.
Giving us a little high kick, getting to the basket. Beautiful move there.
Now a low pressure. It was tipped, so no backcourt violation. Brown, Bridie asking for it, tried to get it to him. Said it's taken away, and here's Melender. And a foul is called against Queensboro.
Well, Suffolk has picked up the defensive intensity, and that is giving the Tigers a bit of a problem right now, so they have to settle down.
That's his second foul on Chris Brown, although he's still in.
Spoke with the assistant coach on the bench, Queensboro, Teron Simpson, and he talked about intensity, and there's certainly a lot of intensity right now in this game.
Stephen Knight missed the shot. Here's Bibbin Stressa. Stressa gets it back from Bridie. It's a pick set. Now to Turner, to Bridie for 3. It's no good. Metellus with the rebound.
Carl Amengo, the head coach over there, trying to get the Tigers to set it up again.
And the blocking foul called on Josh Taylor. That'll be the team's 6th. And his 2nd.
And you know, Carl himself, in his days at Queensboro and his days at Baruch, was a pretty intense player.
We were talking about some of the great CUNY games before. How about Teron Simpson winning a CUNY title with the half-court buzzer beater? That wasn't too bad of a game.
Did he do that? Yes, he did.
Here's Suffolk the other way.
Wow.
McLeod underneath. He couldn't score, but Melender can. It's 18-11.
Can you say Melender enough? The guy is everywhere, isn't he?
16 points from Melender.
In every variety, he's done it.
His season average is a little over 19. He already has 16. Here's Stressa. Stressa lost it. May have been taken away. And nice body control by Stephen Knight. It's 20-11 now.
He is guilty of that once in a while. He tries to handle the ball too much. He did that in the game last week, but he did supply some very big minutes also.
There's Brown outside. Cotto, Stressa, Turner. Brown has to be careful not to pick up his 3rd. Turner to Bridie. Bounce pass. Turner steps into a 3. It's no good. Here's Chris Brown with the rebound, and he puts it in off glass.
Good strong play by Chris Brown, locating the basket again and going back up with it.
Brown has his first points of the game, and the Sharks lead 20-13.
A lot of good players on this Queensboro team. It's how they play as a unit that's important.
Melender, tough shot, is no good, and rebounded by Brown. Nothing but white jerseys there for the board.
And that's what Teron told me on the bench. He says, you got to want it. Very good point. Turner going all the way in and getting fouled there. And that's a very good point. I mean, you can look nice on the court, you can make good plays, but you have to want it when it comes down to winning games.
That's the first foul on Ruben Terrero, team 7th.
So this Tiger team is not that bad talent-wise. I've seen worse Tiger teams, but they have to want it. They really have to play hard.
The team was struggling for a large part of last season, and then really got hot at the end as it's
I've seen bad Queensboro teams with people like Leo Isonye, and Leo is about as good a player as you're going to find on this level, but they just couldn't put it together.
Leo, another struggling team that had Stephon Medard, who was a scorer that you liked a lot.
Yes, I liked his name too.
Turner hits both. It's 20-15.
So it's not always the talent. It's not always the level of talent. It's the way they play. And that's what Tom Seneckson did here for many years. He had his teams play together very well.
Nice pass. Torero shot is good. It's 22-15.
Very nice.
Torero finds his way into the scoring column.
And if you don't know a lot about Tom Seneckson's days, just look up the record, and that'll tell you how well his teams played.
Here's Carter to the basket, and it's good off glass. 22-17.
Of course, last year they had a legend in here, and Bob Holford. He was here for 1 year, and they really turned it on down the stretch.
Holford won a national championship at Hostos. Made the CUNY championship game last year. There's a turnover, a little miscommunication by the Sharks.
The only thing about Bob is he doesn't stay anywhere too long.
That was one and done at Queensboro.
Yeah.
There's a pass a little behind Bridie as far as coaching stops go. Holford has been, he's been everywhere, man.
Very intense individual and a very nice man, but coaching-wise, it's a matter of how much people will put up with or what they won't put up with. You're going to win games, but ultimately, old friend of mine named Cal Ramsey told me you have the job, but the big part of it is keeping the job. And that is how much people like you at times.
It's a tough shot. It was well contested. Queensboro ball, Turner. 6.5 to go in the first. Carter back to Turner, being guarded by Torero. Turner pushed off, and the whistle is blown.
That's not a knock at Mr. Holford, by the way. He's an upstanding man. It's just how much your employer likes you at any given time. That's what really matters. I mean, you can do a fabulous job. You can, but if you butt heads a little bit, you're not going to be there.
22-17 Suffolk. 6:13 and counting to go in the first half. Not a lot of movement by Suffolk.
Yeah, they've slowed down a little bit. Queensboro has really played intense.
Good look for Torero, and the basket is good.
And they got a good look there, as you said, David, which they needed.
Nice play. It's 24-17. Torero now has 4 points. Here's Carter. Turner. Turner going to the basket, and he couldn't finish. And the Sharks have the ball. Nice play, and there's a jumper, and it's good. Aaron McCree makes it 26-17.
They burst out again with a couple of nice little jumpers there, and now Queensboro has to lock in on it again.
Nice dribbling by Carter, gets it to Cotto, who puts it in off glass.
Cotto, a very big factor in that Orange game. Very strong guy down low.
26-19. 5 minutes to go in the first half.
They have him on Melender, you notice. Those are a couple of bodies right there doing battle, and there's a foul out here.
Only the 15th foul against Queensboro. It's the first on Cotto.
They want to continue to have Cotto on him. Now they're going to take Cotto out.
Correa inbounding. Torero to McCree. There's Stephen Knight. Melender.
He thought about it. He was a little too far out of his range there.
There aren't too many shots out of his range. Here's Knight. It's a tough shot. It's no good. And a foul is going to be called on Melender. That's going to be his second.
Not only was that a tough shot, I thought he might have turned the ball over there on a palm, but they didn't call it, and then they get the foul call, and that will allow Queensboro to come down and shoot.
I think Suffolk would have preferred palming be called than Melander picking up his second. And he will go to the bench. And Metellus will go to the line.
Even Melender's going to need a little rest now. Strength and unity tonight for Queensboro. They have to be on the same page, stay mentally locked in here.
Metellus misses the front end of a 1-and-1, and the rebound is pulled down by McCray.
Locate your man right away. This is too good a team to not play defense against.
There's Knight being guarded by Turner, and a foul is called.
Turner a little bit out of position, and then Knight started the drive, and Turner tried to block him off and swiped him a little bit.
Second foul on Turner. He's staying in, though.
He was upset with the call because he knew he should have been in a better position, but tried to make up for it.
There's Correa back outside.
Not a bad half in all for Queensboro. They haven't played a very bad half.
No.
There was a push on Sanjay there.
First foul on Carter. Suffolk will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
You'd rather see them play defense, David, than give up points, but a couple of fouls here getting them in trouble.
Front end of a 1-and-1 is good.
And this is obviously a good free throw shooting team, Suffolk. You don't win, and you're not 10th in the country if you're not.
27-19 now. (28-19). McCree makes both. Queensboro down by 9. 4 minutes to play in the first half. Carter with the ball. Pass a little too far ahead for Metellus.
Too much air under that ball, and it just floated over Metellus's head.
Metellus is tall, but he's not that tall.
Get him a pair of elevator sneakers. Let's see how they play defense, though. You can't drag back. You got to get right back. You're still in this ball game, and maybe a number of plays to win it.
Nice play by McCray. Good move he made on Henry Birch.
Very swift and fancy move there.
30-19, Sharks leading the Tigers. And that's a tie-up. They'll stay with Queensboro on the alternating possession arrow.
Carter trying to come right back, but not able to get the ball to the basket.
Nice play by the Shark to get the hand in. Carter will inbound.
Got to move the ball, Queensboro. They are standing a little stationary right now.
They do get a lot of good looks out of the 1-4 set. See if they go to that. At least sooner or later in this game. Here's Metellus, double teamed. Metellus throws it almost threw it away. Carter down to 5 on the clock. Birch. Tough shot, and it's good.
Hanging in the air to get that off.
30-21. Here's David McLeod to Correa. Correa being guarded by Turner. Correa puts it in. Nice moves.
Well, you figure with their big scorer, Melander, on the bench, they'd suffer a little bit, but Suffolk has a lot of good players that can get to the basket, and they, in fact, picked it up a little bit with him on the bench.
32-21, and Turner had to be careful not to pick up his third foul. He had his hand right in the face of Correa. Here's Birch to the basket, and it's good again. 32-23. Birch now with 6 points. 2:05 to go. Suffolk looking to push the lead back to double digits. Here's Knight. Knight Pass to nobody, and Queensboro will have it.
No look pass, but his teammate wasn't looking for the no looker. It kind of shot a word his way that way. Like, where was that going?
Here's Turner. Carter to Bridie. 100 seconds to go in the half. Bridie, floater, too strong. Birch puts it in off glass. Birch, another basket. 32-25.
Mr. Motion, that's Birch. He'll give you a move for a move.
3 straight baskets for Birch. McLeod is called for traveling. Wanted to take a 3 and then decided he didn't want to, but he was too far in at that point.
Well, that little run was made by Suffolk, and now Queensboro can get to with at least 5, maybe even 4 on this trip up court.
Turner. Bounce pass to Bridie. Bridie being guarded by Correa.
Trying to get Bridie a look at the basket.
Birch has been feeling it. There's a tough shot, and it's good off glass. And traveling is called.
Yeah, Birch is burning them right now.
So Birch with 8 straight points. He has 10 overall. Suffolk has a 32-27 lead. Queensboro has the ball.
He gets on a roll. He rolls it right out there, Birch. He doesn't hold anything back.
Last minute of the first half.
Very exciting player.
See if they give it to Birch again. He's been feeling it.
He might need a little rest right now.
Turner going to the basket. And a blocking foul is called. And Victor Correa not happy.
They used Birch as a clever ruse there, Ralph. And then they went to the basket anyway.
That's the first foul on McLeod.
Turner will go to the line.
And gives Queensboro a 2 for 1.
Have to make your free throws here.
Makes the first. It's 32-28.
Wow, they have a chance to get within 3.
And they started the game down 10-0. Turner splits the free throws.
Never talk too soon, though. You know, a lot of this has to be attributed to the energy of Birch. Birch has really picked it up for them. 29 seconds in the half.
Correa is fouled. I was a little surprised he didn't run the clock down more.
They're still sitting Melender at the end of their bench. He has 2 fouls, right, David? They probably just want to give him some time to sit, but
that was the 3rd foul on Chris Brown.
Without picking up foul 3.
That's a tough one for Brown to pick up. Less than 30 seconds to go before halftime when you pick up number 3, as the free throw is short. And Cotto will go in for Brown. Make sure Brown doesn't pick up number 4 in the first half.
Yeah. Carl Amengo giving him some instruction on where to be on that particular play. Yeah. You know, you have to do these things on the fly a lot of times. You have to be right on top of that situation and tell him what he did right there.
So it's 33-28. Queensboro can hold for the final shot. The shot clock is off. There are 15 seconds left. Bridie takes a 3. It's no good. Birch the rebound. The shot is no good. Tipped, and Suffolk will have one more chance. 5-4. Up ahead, the layup is good. It's McCree who makes it 35-28 before halftime. And Queensboro went a little too early.
Yeah, I was going to say Queensboro would have taken getting out of the half down by 5, but a very big drive up court makes it a 7-point game. They'll take that too, but Carl Amengo is not happy with the way they ran that last set.
So at halftime, Suffolk leads Queensboro 35-28.
Started second half, the score is Suffolk 35, Queensboro 28.
Second half underway. Suffolk leading Queensborough 35-28. Correa, tough shot. It's no good, but it's rebounded by McCray. So a new 35 for the Sharks. McCray, well, shot's no good. Got his own rebound and he'll dribble out. Correa being guarded by Turner. First minute of the second half, Birch with the steal. And Birch lays it in. He has a dozen points and it's 35-30. And now some pressure being put on by Queensborough.
Birch picking right up where he left off in that first half.
Correa, shot off glass is no good. Melender the rebound. And the basket is good. It's 37-30. 18 points for Melender. He had 16 of the first 18 for the Sharks.
Sat out about 4 minutes at the end of that half, and they did well while he was sitting, but...
And there's a charge on Metellus.
Going down and taking the charge was Pierre St. Simon. In that first half, Melender, as you said, had 16. He now has 18, by the way. McCray had 8 for Suffolk, and Birch had 10, and Metellus had 9 for the Tigers.
Here's Melender, and he's fouled by Metellus.
And he's working on that total to get it up a little bit more.
This game is still close. In the last few minutes, Melender's fouls could come into play. He picked up 2 in the first half.
That game the other night aside that Queensborough got blown out in, they're playing better basketball.
Melender makes the first. It's 38-30. Melender with half of the points for Suffolk.
If they are able to get the game in on Saturday, we're hearing some conflicting reports on the weather. It'll be a good measuring stick going up against that Hostos team on Saturday.
The way it was last year, do you remember Hostos came in here for one of the big QPTV games? Hostos won 83-45, and then Queensborough got them back a week and a half later.
Do you think Hostos will have a little revenge on their minds coming in here?
Well, they will if they meet again in the postseason. And here's Melender, and Turner knocked it out of his hands, but it'll stay with Suffolk.
Yeah, they'd love to come here on the Tigers' court and knock the stuffing out of them if they can.
No guarantee that Queensborough's even going to make the CUNY playoffs.
It's true. No guarantee, right?
No, it's going to be an uphill battle, actually. They have one win in the conference, and they have Bronx coming here. They have Hostos coming here.
So you'd have to say it's not a very good bet right now.
No. Good defense by Bridie, and the shot is no good. It's rebounded by Chris Brown.
The only thing I can tell you, David, is those games will mean much more to Queensborough than it will to those other two teams. So you never know. They might really play out of their heads in those games, while the other team might take it down a little and you have upsets. Who knows?
That's true. There's a tie-up, and Queensborough keeps it on the alternating possession.
Of course, you can't expect to close like Queensborough did last year every year.
That was some run they had.
It was. They weren't very good, as you said, at the beginning of the year.
It was a process, and Bridie's 3 is long and rebounded by Pierre St. Simon.
You would have to think at some point in this game, Bridie has to become part of it, or Turner.
Well, Melender has been a part of it. He now has 22 points, and Suffolk has a 41-30 lead.
Melender, he just turns on you. He doesn't give you a moment to rest. He's very tough.
Chris Brown being guarded by Melender. Good ball denial. He's trying to get it to Birch. Great defense by Terraro. And Terraro could not lay it in. And Birch has it for Queensborough. And was almost taken away by St. Simon. And then Birch got it to Turner.
I don't know how he did, but he did.
Bridie off balance jumper. He was fouled. Fouled in the act of shooting.
Well, Dwayne Bridie was dealing like Wayne Brady, but it's not Brady, it's Bridie in that game against Orange. He certainly dealt them a lot of three-point shots late in that game, outside shots. He has to get hot here a little bit, or Turner, one of the two. They're basically the leaders on this team.
Bridie hits the first. It's 41-31. I don't think we've seen a Queensboro offense click like that in years.
Bridie has had a quiet night tonight, though.
That was only his third point.
And Turner hasn't scored either.
Bridie makes it 41-32.
I think it's safe to say that if neither one of those guys score, it's very hard for them to win.
And I think Bridie and Turner have combined for about 7 points, and they're only down by 9. 16:20 to go. Here's a three-pointer. It's no good. Melander with the rebound. Now McCree to the basket. It's short. Pierre St. Simon outside.
Just snatched that rebound underneath with his long arms.
Suffolk resets. There's Correa. McCree. It's good. Suffolk goes back up by 11.
Big time move there by McCray. You like those type of shots. When he angled in there, he sized up the basket. Looked like a big time player taking that shot.
McCree now in double digits. He has 10 points. McCree and Melander have 32. That's how many Queensboro has. Birch doing a little too much dribbling, and it's taken away by Terrero.
Yeah, he outmoved himself, David.
Here's Correa going all the way to the basket, and it's blocked by Birch. Ball stays with Suffolk.
You like that one, huh? Birch made a good play. He was backing up, and he got in there and batted the ball anyway. You can't outmove yourself, and Birch did at this end of the court.
Birch didn't give up after a turnover, though. He got back and blocked a shot on the other end. Here's Melander to the basket, and the basket is good.
Now, Melander, on the other hand, nice, quick, beats, turns, very hard man to stop.
45-32, and Brown misses. It's a big possession defensively for the Tigers. Spin move, Correa off glass, and it's good. 47-32.
I'll tell you what, it's coming to the point here where the Tigers might need a timeout. This game's gotten away a little bit on them.
Queensboro with 4 points in the first 5 minutes of the half. Carter tipped, and it's taken away by the Sharks. Correa is fouled by Turner, and that's going to be number 3 on Turner.
Well, if you're going to turn over the ball, you're not going to be in this game. Just too many good players on the Suffolk team. The Tigers played a very good first half. They were sharp. They're going to take Bridie out now.
Justin Joseph, one of the guys from the Robert Holford era, is in.
Well, Joseph also played a big role last year in igniting them a little bit, so see if he can do anything here.
Queensboro in their 2-3 zone. McCree, bounce pass. St. Simon out to Terrero for 3. It's no good. Turner chases it down. And Turner.
As you can see, the way Suffolk moved that ball, they have control of this game right now.
Turner. Birch tried to throw it in, couldn't. Brown puts it in off glass.
Big play.
Queensboro needed that one in the worst way. It's 47-34, under 14 minutes to play.
Now they have to play some very tough defense.
Here's Melander. McCree.
They want to get Melander down there. They need a hoop from him.
Counted on the foul. Chris Melander will go to the line to finish a 3-point play.
He is big time, this kid.
26 points for Melander, and Suffolk leads 49-34.
Now, if you ever had the pleasure of seeing Bernard King play, that is the way he played, folks. Get down there, use your speed, power to get a basket just like that. And he scored 30 points a night doing that, or 25 points a night doing that.
And 50 on a few occasions.
Oh.
And 60 on one
He
occasion.
had the record before Mello broke it, of course, just last week.
Melander couldn't finish the three-point play, but Turner picked up his 4th foul. He's going to be on the bench for a while.
Carmelo's a different type of player, though. He's a little bigger, by the way.
Correa, pull-up jumper is good, and the lead is up to 17.
They are humming, David. They are on all cylinders right now.
It's 16-6 this half. Birch, tough shot is no good and rebounded by Melander. See if Queensboro takes a timeout if Suffolk scores here. Side Terrero. 13 minutes to play. Suffolk leads by 17. Joseph all over his guy. Here's Melander down low. Outside. McCree bounce past Melander underneath, and he puts it in off glass. Melander with 28, and Suffolk with the 53-34 lead.
He is having one of those nights now.
And Carlo Mengel letting his guys play through it. Doesn't want to call timeout. He wants to see if the guys can get through it on their own. Justin Joseph, a long two is good. 53-36 as Joseph has his first points of the game.
Queensboro's going to need a few more of those to get back and within sight here.
And Suffolk may begin to slow it down a little bit. Under 12 and a half to play.
They want Melander, I'm sure. Queensboro's going to try to gum it up down there on him, but oh man!
And now number 30 has 30 points. It's 55-36.
To put it in terms of a CUNY performance earlier around 2001, this is a Charles Caston night for him. He played for Kingsborough.
Not a good pass by Melander. It was intended for Terrero, but then Birch tripped over it out of bounds. This game is starting to get away from the Tigers.
You can look it up in the CUNY Guide. Charles Caston single-handedly tore up BMCC one night on their home court in the CUNY final and brought Kingsborough a second straight title, or it might have been the 3rd straight title.
Tough to keep track.
Oh, the guy was unbelievable that night. That's the way Melander is looking right now here.
That shot was no good from Stephen Knight. It's almost surprised when they don't give it to Melander on every possession.
Yeah.
Birch, nice pass to Carter. Joseph, a deep three, and it's
Big
good.
one. Yeah.
Justin Joseph with a three-pointer. It's 55-39. Timeout called with 11:14 to go.
That's a Queensboro timeout because no, that's
Suffolk timeout.
It's a Suffolk timeout. 55-39, but it does give Queensboro a chance to reassess where they are and what they need to do with that time remaining on the clock. And it's simply what they just did there. Hit some threes, stoke up the fire.
I would also suggest
How do you
stopping
stop
Melander.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're going to have
points.
to double, triple team him and gamble on somebody else putting the game away. That's what they're going to have to do.
I think they may have to.
I'd say double team. You can't triple team because there's just too many good players on this team. Either way, we've seen McCray step up when the time has been right. He's also had a pretty good game.
Here's another thing. Melander is shooting nearly 60% from the field.
He's having a game. He really is. I'd like to see how many shots he's taken and how many he's put in the basket. He's taken a good number of shots tonight.
And he's made a good number of shots tonight.
Well, that accounts for that percentage, and everything's been close to the basket, just been money ball. That's what it's been.
And he hit a three-pointer for the first shot of the game. You're thinking he has range too, and he's been dominating inside ever since.
And he really wants the ball. I mean, he has no hesitancy about getting it at this point.
And here's Melander again, and Melander can't score that time, but Suffolk gets it back.
Yeah, they got secondary help, and they really hampered him on the end of that move, but they did get it back.
They're down to 10 on the shot clock. I think they're looking for Melander again. They get it to him. Melander puts it in off glass.
Wow.
57-39. 32 for Melunder.
This is one of the finest performances we've seen on this Queensboro court in a while.
What's the most points in one game that you've seen in person? I don't remember too many people hitting the 30-point mark.
I've seen BMCC come in here with Tony Vales and others and do a real good job against Queensboro, but this kid here is just basically doing it by himself. Borough of Manhattan has had terrific athletes over the years. A kid named Alexander came in here one night, did a very good job, but this guy's doing it with power.
Metellus inside. Shot was contested by Melunder. Suffolk has the ball about halfway through the second. Approaching 10 minutes to play, it's 57-39 Sharks. And they're looking for Melunder. Good ball denial.
I can't tell you if Suffolk's the best ball club we've seen as the opponent coming in here, but I'll tell you, Melunder is definitely the best ball player I've seen watching these games.
That jumper is good. It's 59-39.
And you see, that just opens up the floodgates for everybody else, because if you have to sag on him, everybody else has an open shot.
9.5 to play. It's 59-39. And a foul is called. That's only the second of the half against the Sharks.
The scary thing is it's a 20-point game, and if Queensboro didn't play so well tonight, it could be more the way Melunder is playing.
Well, you mentioned Carmelo Anthony had 62 points a week ago. Well, he had to come out with 7 minutes to go because the Bobcats couldn't really make a game out of it. The same thing might happen here. Melunder may have to come out early.
But you know, I was talking about Bernard King when he did it, and he did it against the Celtics in the playoffs, by the way, by himself. He had Cedric Maxwell in tears, for goodness sake. And Cedric was one of the finest players in the game at the time. So, yeah, this guy would just make you cry.
And King's 60-point game came in a loss against the Nets on Christmas Day.
Yes, I couldn't make that game, by the way. I'd been at just about every game.
Joseph misses a three. That was a great Celtics series that you mentioned as there's a turnover. Knicks took the Celtics to 7 games, and when I say the Knicks, I mean King took the Celtics to 7.
King took the Celtics to 7 games, yes.
King took Maxwell, Bird, McAllen, Parrish to 7.
He was just phenomenal. In the series before, he had a game against the Pistons that was unbelievable. He put them out of the playoffs.
That duel with Isaiah Thomas in Game 5.
It was great.
Not just a great game in Knicks history, that's one of the all-time great basketball games.
He's just great to watch, though. I mean, the way he scored just make you come out of your seat. You know, he's just unbelievable.
He got into the Hall of Fame recently. Well-deserved.
Definitely should be.
It's Carter, kick out, Bridie, 3. It's no good. And Suffolk has the ball under 9 minutes to play.
Of course, Patrick Ewing didn't do too bad in his tenure either, scoring some points.
Very sad for Knicks fans to think that Ewing and King only played 6 games together because of King's knee injury.
And you know what? Ewing wasn't supposed to be the offensive force that he was. I mean, he was really a defensive force at Georgetown. Just shows you.
St. Simon gets in the scoring column at 61-39, and like you said, Melunder scoring opens it up for everybody else.
Yeah, that's what happened in that Kingsborough game I talked about.
61-39, Queensboro trailing, 8:10 to go. It was a 7-point game at halftime. It's up to 22. And Carter's 3 is no good. Rebounded by Correa.
Now this game is basically over right now, and Queensboro just trying to get some measure of, play well down the end here before we leave tonight.
Want to finish with the game you can respect. And Melunder is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2.
At the time, by the way, Kingsboro had their athletic director, Dominic Chiotti, coaching the team in their, I believe it was their 3rd title he had taken over. And then after that, Hassan Duncombe had taken over, and he'd been the coach for, I think, about 10 years, and then had to step down for some health reasons.
And Duncombe is Melunder. It's the first free throw. Duncombe won Coach of the Year in 2003, his first year, and remember Dustin Yates, now the late Dustin Yates, was CUNY Player of the Year in 2003.
Well, he had player after player. He had the aforementioned Pierre Narcisse.
And Duncombe would win 3 CUNY titles in his time.
He did very well. Big guy. Played at the University of Penn. About 6'8", big fella.
Had some great moments for them.
Yeah.
Had a buzzer beater against Princeton.
And I knew his head coach, who started at LaSalle, and a guy named Fran Dunphy, who's now at Temple.
Yeah.
And you learn a lot of basketball, coming through the LaSalle program. They weren't very highly rated there at LaSalle, but they opened up the whole Philadelphia market, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And the Big Five in Philadelphia.
Yeah. They got good ball players, and they started becoming national power.
Especially that part in the mid-'80s when you had Villanova winning the national title in '85. That didn't hurt the Big Five either.
Because Dunphy then went over to Penn, and that was an Ivy League team. He started making them a national contender. He had great players. Went into the Garden, beat St. John's with Matt Maloney, and just a host of great players over there. Now he's at Temple, of course, which was his object, to get to Temple in the Philadelphia area.
Now these Ivy League teams make some runs. How about Harvard won a tournament game last year, and Melender scores again.
Giving us time to set up Melender right there, right?
That's 35 for Melender now.
Yeah, the Ivy League teams have become very prominent, haven't they?
Still think the best all-time win for an Ivy League team, at least in recent memory, the '96 game is Birch hits a 3, where they beat UCLA. That was a 4-13 game. They won 43-41. It was such a low-scoring game. A clinic on how to stop a fast break offense.
Yeah. There was a fella named Pete Carrill there who won a few big games also.
And that was his last season, I believe, '96. And actually, that was Jim Harrick's last game at UCLA. Losing to Harvard didn't help him.
Wow. They've really gone to work, too, inside this Suffolk team right now. And they're just putting this ball game away.
66-42, 6:10 to go.
By the way, anytime, you produce, I'm just going to say one player he brought, Bill Bradley. You're doing quite a job, I guess.
He wasn't too bad, Bill Bradley.
Not bad. Not a bad spot in the government either. He parlayed that into.
Maybe not even the best Nick on the 1970 team, which is amazing when you consider how
but
ballyhooed
a college
Bradley was.
Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer.
That whole Knicks team was a bunch of Hall of Famers. Frazier, Monroe, Reed, Bradley, DeBuscher.
There's a 3 by Turner, but
I guess you could say Suffolk got a memo from Turner. You're not the only one who can drop a Rolling Stones reference.
They need Turner a little earlier, but he goes off there to make it a 21-point game, 5:43 to go. Let's see how close Queensboro can get this now.
Let's see how many points Melender can rack up. And what a nice play. Correa puts it in off glass. And Correa in double digits, a quiet 11 points.
This is not a 23-point game, but at some point the Tigers just, lost their confidence against this team because of what Melender was doing.
And Metellus loses the ball, and Metellus is hurt.
Slow to get up.
Fell on his leg awkwardly, but it's a good sign that he's able to get up and walk around. Justin Cotto was going to go in for him.
The best thing you can do in a game like this is not give up, play your way right down to the end, and get ready for the next one because there's a lot of pride at stake here.
And also not get injured. Metellus just came close to doing.
That's true. That is true. You talked about that Nick team. I'll bring up a name.
Nice move by Terraro to make it 70-45 with 5 minutes to go.
And he was basically one of the Minutemen on that team, Cazzie Russell.
Oh, yeah.
He was a college Hall of Famer, another college
Tremendous
Hall of Famer.
at Michigan.
Yeah.
How about another guy, one of the Minutemen, Mike Reardon, who would play sparingly, and people said, well, he can't score, and then he got traded for Oman Rowe. Actually, he would score about 20 points per game once he got traded.
It's just a question of putting the system in place, and then everybody turned into gold because they knew what their role was, and that was That was an era you won't find again in the NBA either, by the way, because now it's more the star search than it is the all-around chemistry. But I'll tell you what, this Oklahoma City team plays a pretty darn impressive basketball. I think they have a good chance of taking it all this year. If
Miami
not
doesn't
Indiana.
have,
if not Indiana.
You can never forget about Miami. They're not too shabby.
Oh, well, I'm just picking against the big boys because
Right.
you're not going to find a more exciting team. And
You've always championed the underdog, Joe.
Oh, you got to. The thrill in this is going to be seeing who can knock them off, you know.
If anyone can knock them off.
I did tell people, though, don't expect them to win right away just because they got LeBron and Bosh, and they didn't do it. But you figured the next year they were going to do it.
And they did. And then they did it again.
Yes. All right, Tigers will put it in. 4:38 to go, and they're down 70-45 here. See what they have left in the tank at this point.
Bridie has a three-pointer, and he misses. See if Melender could hit the 40-point mark. He's at 35 right now.
Well, this game is not going to count towards their CUNY eligibility, but it certainly would have been a big game for them to pull in if they could have.
Terrero's jumper is good at 72-45. Here's a deep three. It's no good, and Birch tries to save it in and does to Cotto. Nice bounce pass to Birch, and the shot was tipped by Pierre St. Simon.
It's just a case of Suffolk doing what they have to do as a ball club. They know they have that big guy, that big scorer, and then everybody rallied around him, and they keep running plays, and they're just putting the game in the win column.
It was 35-28 at halftime. Suffolk has outscored Queensboro 37-17 in this half, as Melender is called for traveling. 3:33 to play. No, I think the outcome has been in doubt for some time.
How many for Melender right now?
35.
Yeah.
His timeout is called.
I'd like to see Suffolk play the number 2 team in the region and see what that game looks like, but we'd have to get an opportunity to go up there and watch that, I guess. Maybe we could get box score from that game.
Same thing. The regionals are going to be at Suffolk this year.
Which won't hurt.
No.
And the crowd will pretty much be pumped with Melender putting some points in the bucket. What did he come in averaging? Do you know?
Think about a shade over 19.
Yeah, he went a shade over that tonight.
More than a shade.
That should be an interesting regional final when it gets down to that, I'll tell you.
I think so. Suffolk won a really weird regional playoff game last year against Nassau. It was a game where each team was trading 9-0 runs back and forth, and a charge is called on Birch.
Birch kind of popped into him. I think you could have called that either way, but yeah, it's a question of, do you think Suffolk can take the region title, even though we've seen them tonight and what they've done?
And Sullivan is very good, although not quite the juggernaut they've been in recent years.
Strange things happen at tournament time, though.
They do. And Bronx almost won the regionals last year. They came very close to knocking off Sullivan in the final.
That was a good club, that Bronx team.
And that was a Bronx team that was ranked 6th in the region, then beat Hostos. Then they beat, I believe it was Rockland, and then fell just short against Sullivan.
I was going to say, David, you could see it, though, in their game at the Garden. And I'm going too far out there now because BMCC was like the Garden on that weekend when they were playing that, the way the intensity was in the building. Now, the next game they played against Queensboro, you could see how good an athletic team they were, Bronx.
Bronx had 46 points in that first half against the Queensboro team that only allowed 21 in the first half against Hostos as Melender hits the free throw.
They just went to work, and they kind of had Queensboro out of that game at halftime.
Yeah, and Queensboro, remember, they cut it to 5. Queensboro went from down 21 early in the second half all the way down to 5, and Troy Singleton hit about 5 3-pointers to get them back.
But they used up all their gas at that point.
And The final score was 83-68, but that was not a 15-point game that was representative of how close it was as Melander hits both.
They might lift him in a little bit, but he keeps adding to that point total.
Yeah, they might want to make sure he doesn't get injured up 29 with under 3 minutes to go. He got his points. He got 37 of them.
It all depends what his high is at Suffolk. They might want to let him get to his high.
It's true. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
I think he's telling him right now, I'm going to give you another minute.
5 on the shot clock. Here's Taylor muscling his way inside. It's tipped, and Suffolk has a new 35.
Let me have another minute in the water, please. There's nothing like when you're winning, David. You don't want to go home when you're winning. Now, this is going to be a tough trip for the Tigers to take back home, but to their houses, I mean.
Especially after playing so well in the first half. You go into the half down by 7. You're right in it. And this has been dominant. The Suffolk will keep it.
I think they hope that that game takes place on Saturday because they'd like to come back out here and have a better showing on Saturday.
And get a much-needed win against Hostos.
Kind of be tough to sit about a week and wait for with the outcome of this one on your mind.
So under 2 minutes to go, and Turner will go to the line.
And let's not forget they had a less than sterling effort the game before this one. So that's 2 in a row now that they've taken a little bit of a beating, and you want to continue to get out there and try to shirk your misery, so to speak.
Turner, it's the first try to put the bad loss behind you, although that's what they said coming into tonight about the Rockland game.
Turner's been very quiet tonight, very quiet.
So he wasn't quite. Chris Melander, who's just come out of the game, gets a nice hand, scored half of the Sharks' points, 37.
He gave him that last minute.
So Queensborough's beating Melander 47-37, but the Sharks are up by 27.
They have a good veteran coach there at Suffolk.
Victor Correa.
He's done a good job with this program. They are to be commended more than Queensborough to be not, because the Tigers were in this game at halftime.
I was going to say, this night has been about the Sharks. That shot is no good. The putback is.
Don't they fall to the other side when everything's going right?
About this half, 41-19, the Sharks outscoring the Tigers. Doesn't get much more one-sided than that.
See how they run this break here.
I don't think the refs want to call any fouls in the final minute of a 29-point game. This was much crisper than the men's game against Dutchess, which I told you earlier had 45 fouls called in that one. There's a three-pointer. It's no good.
Oh, you know, it's very hard to stay focused for the entirety against a good team. They did it against Orange last week, but they weren't able to do it tonight.
No, and that's going to do it. Suffolk can run out the clock. The shot clock is off. And that will be it. A game that was 35-28 at halftime.
And Melander just took it over, yes.
Yeah. And Bibin Stressa not giving up. Queensborough with the steal. They score one more time. Cotto's shot is blocked. And now that will do it.
Chris Melander, really great performance tonight. Just terrific.
One of the best that we've seen. 37 points for the big man.
Yeah, the fella on BMCC, I was talking about Keon Alexander, had come in here. He did a nice job one night, but that was a devastation right there by Melander, and he's obviously playing on a different level, playing against that tough competition and beating some good teams this year, and Queensboro wasn't able to keep up with them in that regard.
Well, Suffolk's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the regional playoffs. For Joe Massey, this is David Russell. The Sharks beat the Tigers 76-47.